Hi, it's Menno, and I thought I'd do a very quick reaction to a short video I just came across on Twitter. I noticed that I Stand With JK Rowling was trending again, and I thought, oh god, has she had another death threat? Bingo!
My family's address, a pipe bomb and a picture of a bomb-making handbook. The account remains active, naturally.
And then I came across this little video by Politico Europe, who've just published a piece about her, had an illustrator create a cover for it. Lovely. And then got the illustrator to talk about the meaning behind it. So I'll be reacting to that little video, not the article. It just auto-played on my phone without sound, and I kind of went, eh? Because the illustrator's name is Kat, and the tweet uses the pronoun she. But my eyes go... Now, maybe that's just my brain being bigoted, bad brain. Or maybe it's just the natural hardwired instinct to be able to tell someone's sex. Good brain! I mean, who knows? So I decided to ask my ears for a second opinion. What do you think, guys?
My name is Kat Graffam, and I painted the most recent cover of Politico Europe of JK Rowling.
Okay, I'm happy to confirm that my eyes and ears are in agreement. But what is this metamorphosis? Is it how she turned herself from a single mom on benefits to a self-made billionaire? Now, that is female empowerment. Bring it on.
I wanted to show how she has changed in the eyes of at least some of her fans.
What, you and a friend?
As a trans woman,
Told you my eyes and ears were right.
and a feminist,
Because nothing says feminist more than a man staking womanhood right through the heart.
it has been painful to watch Rowling go from the creator of one of the most wholesome cultural touchstones of my generation
Into an
antagonistic opponent of trans people.
Actually, she's speaking up for women and the gays. Thank you, JK Rowling. Why do you have a problem with that?
As with many other millennials, the Harry Potter series was a source of comfort and escape in my childhood.
Yeah, books are a great way to escape. Shame that you're treating womanhood the same way.
Now their author is actively hostile to my disenfranchised community.
Actively hostile? What, like this?
Kill JK Rowling!
Or this?
What in hell, Rowling?
Or that bomb threat we saw earlier? Or this? And this? And this? And this? As for disenfranchised, you seem to be giving women a run for their money.
Highest paid
Female,
CEO, first
female,
4-star admiral
woman,
of the year, best
actress,
top
female,
Jeopardy contestant, smashing
women's,
swimming records.
You certainly come out on top in the Oppression Olympics. Anyway, let's continue.
With her exorbitant wealth and platform, she could be an ally.
You'll tell me I'm a lady, and then you'll take the knee. Yeah, that's not feminism, mate. That's patriarchy, with lip gloss.
At such a critical time.
It's not just a critical time, it's a gender critical time.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
And it feels like a betrayal.
I'm starting to think you escaped into those books a little bit too much.
To capture that, I composed a black mask
The same stuff you put in your hair.
enveloping her from all sides, creating a sense that she's being overwhelmed by darkness.
You mean the way people like you are trying to smear her?
Trans people in the United States and the United Kingdom are seeing an escalating assault on our rights.
Not getting what you want doesn't mean you're losing rights.
And Rowling's rhetoric and those who side with her
That sex is real and that it matters.
are causing genuine harm.
Oh, get over yourself.
How did she die? JK Rowling. Tweet it.
Kinda reminds me of a fridge magnet I used to have. Every time you masturbate, God kills a kitten.
I wanted to use the darkness as a visual device to show how her antipathy towards trans people is consuming her.
This actually hasn't got anything to do with JK Rowling anymore, or anything that she supposedly said. You've escaped into another fantasy again.
As she increasingly becomes more radicalized.
Hey! Woo! Time to come back! Real life's calling!
The black paint can also be viewed as the tarnishing of her own career.
Her career is doing just fine.
The portrait underneath remains fairly traditional to keep an emphasis on the overlaid brushstrokes.
On the smearing,
My goal was to produce a work that communicates my perspective,
which seems to be a little devoid of reality.
as well as invites the audience to analyze their own relationship to this issue and to the person.
Look, all you did was paint a picture of a face, then you took your hands, put it in the black paint and went, wee, wee, I don't like you anymore. I actually think it's quite striking how you, as the artist, have literally put the black stuff around her. You're the one who's smearing her. Literally. Like you're fabricating this metamorphosis of her into some kind of monster. The way women have been monstered throughout history. By men who want to control them.
Be an ally, be an ally, be an ally, be an ally.
And as for her being,
Radicalized, antagonistic, actively hostile.
in the words of Kylie,
all in your head. You better put that business to bed.
Anyway, enough about Kat and trying to paint JK Rowling in a bad light. Here is another artist, a woman, who takes a rather different approach. Her name is Joolz Denby, and she created this portrait. She very kindly sent me a little video explaining the story behind the portrait. And I'm so happy to be able to include that in this video and to give her the last word. A very big thank you to Emma for putting us in touch. Thank you so much. Okay, here she is.
I saw the illustration before I read the article, but I was struck immediately by the illustration. It doesn't work on a number of levels, one of which of course is that if you didn't actually know that that was supposed to be JK Rowling, you wouldn't know it was, because they've gone so far into distortion because of agenda that it's actually rendered the image more or less unrecognisable. I mean, every artist is free to paint and draw exactly what they like, but I consider that image abusive. I think it's abusive, misogynist image, and I found it really annoying and upsetting, and I kind of thought about it for a bit, and then I actually went and read the article, which is, as we all know, a long hatchet job. There's not a lot of ways you can fight back against this extremely oppressive ideology, and I really dislike seeing women being monstered and persecuted online. I've been a victim of that myself in a smaller way, and I know how it is. The only way that I can really effectively fight back is by doing the thing that I do. I'm a professional artist and writer. I can draw, so I draw. So that's what I did. I just drew a nice traditional portrait, which I hope gave a bit of comfort and joy to the women who were genuinely upset by the image in the magazine, and I hope that JK Rowling saw it and it provided a little bit of an antidote to that piece of petty unkindness. I just draw what I see. People have asked me why it's so blue, and the answer to that is that blue is my favourite colour that's not black, so that was an easy option for me. And also, you like to pick up, as an artist, you like to pick up something from the subject. So in this case, JK Rowling has very blue eyes, so that was an easy thing to do. I just think we need to stand up to this ideology in every way that we can, and in all the ways that we can do that, and in this case via art. I just hope that that the portrait has gone a little way to counteracting that very unpleasant image. The other thing that I thought was interesting and bears thinking about is that normally as an artist you never get asked to put an explanatory piece at the end of an article about the illustration that you drew. It's not really very usual. I can't think I've ever been asked to do it. I'm occasionally asked in interviews what this or that image is about, and or perhaps a fan might say, well, oh, what did that mean, or do you have a story behind that, and I'm happy to explain it, but to write a piece to do that is kind of weird. So I think that the whole package of the article and the image were designed for one purpose only, and that's makes it bad art and bad writing, in my opinion. We've just got to keep fighting back.
Okay, that's it from me. I'm going to work on some other videos. In the meantime, let's keep it real and keep smiling. And never mind about cat, but think about the kittens.
Be an ally. Be an ally.
To all my PayPal and Patreon supporters, thank you so very much.
Be an ally.
Special shout out to my big spenders, Helper Open, Mama Turv and the Turvin Teens,
Be an ally.
Dark Horse, the Lovely Mary, me Julie, Julia, JPH,
Be an ally.